164 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 15th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. I'm your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for joining me. If this is your first time playing, welcome. We do have 14 other episodes starting from a few months ago if you'd rather binge that, but if you want to stick around and just play episode 15, that's fine as well. Let's show you the rules on your screen now. If you're a returning player, you know what I'm about to say. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone because I won't know you're doing so. I may or may not have cheated a few times in high school, so it would be hypocritical for me to tell you no cheating. Let's check out the categories for episode 15. Last week's Final Jeopardy was Disney Cats. That, of course, kicks things off. Second category, Star-Lord. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is now out, so here's a category devoted to Peter Quill. Third, it is Safety Spiel. This is all for you Disney theme park nerds, including myself. We'll play you a safety spiel from one of your favorite Disney attractions, and you'll have to identify the ride. Fourth, Disney Dinos. And the fifth and final category in episode 15 is Pals with a Prince. We'll describe a character who is either friends or enemies with a Disney prince, and you'll have to let us know what their name is, or was, or is. I think they're all still living. I mean, as cartoons, I think. Anyway, you get the idea. It is time for the Cupcake Round, the easiest round of the game. Each clue worth 200 points. Let's kick things off with Disney Cats. Lady Tremaine's loyal feline. Who is Lucifer? Here's Star-Lord's first clue. Towards the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Peter tells Yondu that he resembles this famous nanny. Who is Mary Poppins?
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
That is one of my favorite moments in the MCU. Now, Safety Spiel for 200. Can you name the ride?
For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train, and be sure to watch your kids.
Of course, it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. What is Big Thunder Mountain? Here's Dino's first clue. A green neurotic plastic toy in the Toy Story franchise. Who is Rex?
How you doing, Rex?
Were you scared? Tell me honestly.
I was close to being scared that time.
Oh, I'm going for fearsome here, but I just don't feel it.
And to finish off the Cupcake Round, Pals with a Prince. Aladdin releases him after being stuck inside of a prison for 10,000 years. And the final correct answer in round 1, who is Genie? That does it for round number 1. 5 clues down, 20 to go, plus Final Jeopardy. Let's move back across the board. We go back to Disney Cats for 400. Here comes a quote. You may have noticed that I'm not all there myself. They're from Alice in Wonderland. Who is the Cheshire Cat?
You may have noticed that I'm not all there myself.
Here's Star-Lord. During the first scene where we meet adult Peter Quill in the original Guardians of the Galaxy, he pops on his headphones and plays this song by Redbone. The answer, Come and Get Your Love. We're back to naming rides. Here's Safety Spiel for 400.
For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the rocket, and watch your children.
You may have heard the word rocket in that safety spiel. That's because that is Space Mountain. What is Space Mountain? Space Mountain will never get old. One of the greatest rides ever made. Moving on, it's Disney Dinos now. 400 points. 2015 gave us one of Pixar's first box office flops. We are looking for what is The Good Dinosaur. Honestly, The Good Dinosaur is not a bad movie. It just shows how good Pixar was leading into it. The story replicated The Lion King a little too much for me, but it was still a very good movie, and the scenery, the animation in the scenery was great. Either way, it was a box office flop, did not do well there. Moving on to the final clue of the 400-point round now. It's pals with a prince, enjoys apples, helps break Flynn out of prison, is a horse. We are looking for Maximus. Who is Maximus?
Oh, really? Thank you. I feel maybe this whole time we've just been misunderstanding one another, and we're really just... Yeah, you're right. We should go.
I love Maximus. Definitely one of my favorite Disney horses. Have we done Disney horses yet? I feel like we have. I don't know. I'll look it up after this. If we haven't, the Belmont's coming up, so might have something brewing. Moving on now to the 600-point round. The older sister of Berlioz and the younger sister of Toulouse. Her name is Marie from the Aristocats.
Why should you be first? Because I'm a lady, that's why.
Here's Star-Lord for 600. Finish the dialogue that Peter was a part of in Avengers Infinity War. Peter says, "Where is Gamora?" Tony Stark, Iron Man, says, "Who is Gamora?" And Drax says this. We are looking for why, or what is why is Gamora?
Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
We're back to naming rides for 600.
Please go to the number that matches the number you're standing on now. First, you'll stow your gear in the provided storage containers on the back wall.
What is Avatar? Flight of Passage. We're past the halfway point now. Here comes Dinos for 600. A T-Rex and Stegosaurus do battle in a famous scene during this 1940 Disney classic. What is Fantasia? Last clue of the round, it's pals with a prince. Prince Naveen tells him that he got really into the music after he threw him into a tuba. Final answer in round number 3, who is Lawrence?
It's perfect! You finally got into the music.
Honestly, looking back on it, I kind of understand why Lawrence turned on the Prince of Maldonia, because in that scene alone, Naveen calls him a fat man, and then he says, for someone who can't see their feet, he's very light on them, and then he throws him into a tuba, and then explains a joke to him, assuming that Lawrence is too stupid to understand it. So, I get it. I get it. Naveen wasn't the nicest. Moving on to round number 4 now. These are worth 800 each. Simba's mother. Who is Sarabi? Here's Star-Lord for 8. At the end of Volume 2, Peter receives a Microsoft Zune with this number of songs on it. The answer is 300.
It's called a Zune. It's what everybody's listening to on Earth nowadays. It's got 300 songs on it.
And before we move on, I have to say the Microsoft Zune was the greatest MP3 player ever. I loved it. I had the original one that looked like a giant chocolate bar, and then the HD one. If anyone else had a Zune, let me know in the comments below. Zunes forever. Let's move on now to naming the 4th ride of the Safety Spiel category.
The seatbelt check is around the corner. For your safety, remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
The answer, what is Test Track? Here comes Dinos for 800. Baby Sinclair's signature phrase after hitting his father Earl with a frying pan in the early 90s TV show Dinosaurs. We are looking for not the mama.
Not the mama, 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 not the mama.
You do that one more time and I'm gonna throw you across the room.
Not the mama! Whee! Oof.
Dinosaurs is one of the most underrated shows ever. Go back and give it a watch. And finishing off round number 5, Pals with a Prince. Prince Eric laughs after Ariel mistakes the pipe held by this man for a snarf blat. We are looking for Sir Grimsby.
Do you like it? It is rather fine.
My.
Sorry, Grim.
Sir Grimsby will be in the live-action Little Mermaid coming out. Is it this month? Is it this week? It's this week. Wow. No, that wasn't fast. They announced it like years ago, but still kind of crazy. Moving on now. Here we go. 1,000-point round. Cue the music. All right, stand up, stretch, get that blood flowing, because these will dictate how well you did today. 1,000 points each. We start off with Disney cats. Who says cats and dogs can't get along? This heroic cat helps the puppies escape in 101 Dalmatians. Who is Sergeant Tibbs?
Puppies, come on out. Come out wherever you are. Maurice, ooh! Who's that mangy tabby cat?
Here's Star-Lord for 1,000. When he disappears via the snap, Star-Lord utters these last 2 words to Tony Stark. What is? Oh man.
Steady, Quill. Oh, man.
Here comes Safety Spiels' final clue.
Attention please. For your safety once on board, please remain seated with your restraints securely fastened.
Keeping with the Guardians theme, what is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout? Here comes Dinos for 1,000. As you get set to ride Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom, look up before boarding your Time Rover and you'll see 3 pipes with these 3 different chemical formulas listed on them. One is red, one is yellow, one is white. The correct answer is what are ketchup, mustard, and mayo. That stems from McDonald's sponsoring the original attraction, Countdown to Extinction, and then part of Dinosaur before the contract ran out. But the pipes still remain there. It was kind of a little Easter egg alluding to some vital ingredients on McDonald's menu. Now it's time for the final clue on the board. We go to Pals with a Prince for 1,000. Christian Bale lends his voice to this character who is saved from drowning by John Smith in Pocahontas. Who is Thomas? That's going to do it for 25 clues in episode 15, but one big one remains. Are you going to wager it all, or are you going to wager absolutely nothing? I guess we're about to find out. Let's see what the Final Jeopardy category is in episode 15. Who said that? That's right, I'm going to read you a quote, a relatively popular quote from a Disney feature-length cartoon film, and you will have to name who that character is. Let's see how confident you are. Make those wagers. All right, time is up. How well do you know every single quote in the history of Disney animation? It's not going to be something that nobody knows. So one of you will get it. It's not terrible. But you can't change those wagers. Don't change those wagers. I see you. Here we go. Let's see what the clue is. Well, there's the usual things. Flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep. Good luck. Time is up. The correct answer comes from one of the greatest Disney feature-length animated movies of all time, Beauty and the Beast, but the character, who is Cogsworth?
I want to do something for her. But what?
Well, there's the usual things. Flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep.
Cogsworth with some sound advice for all of you hopeless romantics. That's going to do it for episode 15, but remember, episode 16 next Sunday kicks off with Who Said That? Meaning you'll have to watch every single piece of Disney content known to man in order to name the quotes from next week's episode. Just kidding. I'll pick relatively popular ones. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new episodes. I'll see you this Wednesday to catch you up on your Disney news with Inside 300, and then after that, it's Sunday for episode 16 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Until then.
Bye-bye.